We've been on 2 cruises to Europe within the last year, and something that I realized is that the things that you're going to want to pack that are absolute must-haves are going to be very different from some of the items that you might bring to the Caribbean or other destinations. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, we have been on 2 cruises to Europe within the last year. One of them was during the month of March when it was a little bit cooler, still beautiful by the way. And the other one was in August when it was really hot. So we have a little bit of experience with this. Now, most of this was within the Mediterranean. However, we are heading over to Amsterdam in just about a week. So more info on packing for Amsterdam and then on a cruise to Norway in a future video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some basics that you'll want to bring with you, not only for your European cruise, but also for your time on land before and after your cruise. Now, most of this is going to be what I actually packed for my cruises, but there is one item that was recommended by my viewers again and again and again. I finally bought it. I think it is amazing, and I am going to share it with you. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Now, I want to start off with something really basic, but it is important. You will need to have a passport when you are traveling to Europe. Now, something else to think about is actually to take out a little bit of currency before you go. So you do want to bring some euros with you. Now, if you are traveling from the United States, as an example, on the cruise ship, your onboard account is typically still going to be charged in US dollars, but you are going to need euros when you are traveling around some of the different cities and towns and ports. Now, by the way, I like to bring this passport holder. This way, even when I'm going around the airport, I can just put this on my wrist. I can keep my boarding passes in here. I can keep money inside here, my passports, any other documentation that I need. I have zippered pouches to keep it right in here. A crossbody or a belt bag. Now, these are available for men and women, and this is really handy for cruise ports of call, so you can actually kind of travel hands-free, but as well when you are in some of those busier tourist cities, even before or after your cruise, you do want to protect yourself from pickpockets, and this is one way. Never put your passport, money, anything like that in your front pockets or your back pockets unless your hand is on it all the time. A money belt or a waist pouch. Now, you can wear this under your clothing and keep your passport. Something you are going to want to do is in Europe, oftentimes people do travel with their passports. I don't think it's necessary to do so when you're in a cruise port of call unless the cruise line does tell you to do that. But otherwise, I pretty much kept that in my cabin safe. But what I would do is have a copy of my passport saved on my phone. Now, as an alternative to this waist pouch, I do have a really good alternative. It is the stash band. This is really genius because especially if you're wearing leggings, for instance, you could wear this right on top of them. You wouldn't even see it. If you're going for a run, let's say, you wouldn't see it. You can keep money, a credit card, a cruise card, passport, etc. right in there, and it can even be worn under your clothing. Okay, let's talk medication. It is a good idea to print out or have saved in your emails your list of prescription drugs just in case. And as well, if you are traveling to Europe, although I'm not sure it's 100% necessary, do check the websites for the governments and for the travel websites, but you may want to have your pills in the original prescription containers just in case. Now, I do keep my over-the-counter medication in a pill box like this. So I have my, Advil, Tylenol. I even have my Bonine for seasickness just in case, Tums, things like that. I just have that all ready here. And by the way, all of the items that I am showing you in this video, I'm going to link them down in the description box below this video. Now, chances are you are flying to your destination, so you are going to have to think about what you're bringing inside the airplane in your carry-on bag and personal bag, and that includes liquids. So something that I do is I picked up these TSA clear bags. I think I have a pack of 2 or 3, so I actually use them to organize my items. I absolutely love the size, they're great. But when it comes to what you're packing for inside the airplane and the liquid rules, don't forget to bring shaving cream that is TSA compliant. Now, we just picked this up at Target, but something to remember is that according to the airline rules, you cannot put any aerosols in your checked bag. So it does need to be the appropriate size, and that includes hairspray as well. A universal travel adapter. Now, you're absolutely going to need this for any of the hotels in Europe This is perfect. It was able to work with my hair curling iron, with my blow dryer, everything. This was absolutely fine. Now, a little tip, you're not going to need this on the cruise ship, but if you do bring it, it is going to allow you to have an extra outlet. Now, speaking of the cruise ship, and you do want to check, because if you're on a newer cruise ship, you may actually have enough electric outlets and enough USB outlets, but if you're on an older ship, there's a good chance that you won't have them. Now, I really like this cube because it is so small. It doesn't take a lot of room, and it has USB outlets. And in fact, the newer version actually has USB-C and USB-A outlets. A neck fan. Now, this is the absolute coolest thing. And so there you go. And it has different levels, so you can actually make it blow more and be more cool. Well, I can tell you, I'm just going to close it while I'm doing the video. But when we were in Europe in August, it was so hot, hotter than I have ever felt in my life. I think it must have been 40 degrees. Anyway, we got used to it, but there were some days it was so hot that I absolutely wished I had a fan. And this is the absolute perfect thing. Now, by the way, even if you're going on a Caribbean cruise, even if you're staying on the cruise ship and you're out on deck, this is going to be so handy. And by the way, this is the item that so many viewers said is an absolute must-have. Now, the other fan that I have brought and used before, and I do like it, is a handheld fan. So it really is very similar, but it doesn't go around your neck. A portable charger is an absolute must when you're on a European cruise, or even when you go anywhere, but you are going to be taking a lot of photos, and it is very possible that you are on a tour that could go 8 or even 10 hours. So be sure to bring portable chargers. This one actually charges 2 phones, so it is my favorite one because it's very, very fast, but you do need to bring cables, so that is something to note. And this one actually plugs right into the bottom of your phone, so it is super convenient. And yes, I do bring both. Moleskin padding for when you are walking, and you are going to be walking a lot no matter what you do in Europe. Now, usually I bring Band-Aids because you never know, you can easily get a blister on your feet. But moleskin padding, I can attest to the fact that we've used it recently and it is much better. Now, a little tip shared from my viewers is you can actually pre-cut some strips of this before you go and just keep it in your little first aid kit or in your handbag. An anti-chafe bomb. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people like to bring on Caribbean cruises, but this is something that definitely can be very helpful in the Mediterranean, especially if you're going during those hotter times and you're maybe wearing dresses. You know what I mean. This is going to be very useful. Oh, and by the way, for the guys, there is a men's version as well. Air tags. Now, is this something that we're talking about anymore? It is still so handy. If you're flying, even if you don't have connecting flights, you want to know where your luggage is just in case. Now, I actually keep one in my carry-on bag as well, and even in my personal item bag. An anti-theft bag. Now, I forgot to mention this one a little bit earlier. I actually bought this one. It probably is about 3 years ago now. It is by the brand Travelon, a really good brand, and these are splash-proof straps, so very, very good. So if you don't really want to wear a waist pouch or that kind of crossbody bag and you really want to be even a little more secure, this one is going to do it. Now, speaking of flights and liquids, especially if you are traveling carry-on only, something that you might want to bring is solid shampoo and conditioner. Recently tried it, absolutely love this brand. Smells so good too. In any case, something that you can do, a little travel tip that many of my viewers shared with me, is just cut off a piece because it really lathers really well. So just even maybe use a Ziploc bag, make it easy, and put your shampoo and your conditioner a little sliver with you, and it is going to do it. Now, if you or anyone else you know gets really blocked ears when they fly, these work so well. My husband uses them now for every flight, and it has honestly saved him. Compression socks, yes, very handy to have on a flight, and something that you can do as well if you tend to get swollen legs even when you cruise. Maybe you're walking all day and it can be uncomfortable. Put these on when you get back to your cabin at night. Now, when you're in Europe, there's a good chance that you might go into religious buildings. So something that you'll want to do is make sure that you have a scarf or just something to cover your shoulders. Now, what I usually bring is a scarf or a shawl or even even a light cardigan, that works well. It's very versatile. If it does get a little bit cool, then I can cover my shoulders with that. But at the same time, if you do go into any religious building, you are going to need it. Comfortable walking or running shoes. Now, these are some New Balance ones that I bought in the month of March. Just this year. Last year in August, I brought the On brand, which I do really like, but they got a little bit tight when I walked for a long time. So I actually found these much better because I could loosen the laces, but just whatever brand is most comfortable for you, I would definitely bring them. Now, personally, I like white because if you do wear them with a little dress, it still looks cute. A carry-on bag for your flight. Now, I like to use a carry-on bag that's sort of a weekender style, and these days this is one of my absolute favorite ones. I love how roomy it is on the inside. It has room for my laptop. I can even keep my iPad there, that kind of thing. It has a bottom zipped area that you could put shoes, and what I do actually is I take a packing cube with at least 1 day's worth of extra clothing. Usually for my entire family, we actually bring 2 days worth, maybe 1 pair of pants with 2 shirts, a sweater, a couple of pairs of socks, underwear, etc. You just never know. This way we are actually covered. And right over here, we do have this little luggage strap sleeve as well, and even a little zippered area. So if you want to keep something sort of hidden there, you can. A personal bag. Now, I am a really practical traveler. So I like to have, when I'm flying, I like to have a tote bag, and I like to have a zipper. So I like this Longchamp bag. It's the Longchamp Pliage, I believe, and navy is one of the colors that I wear. So I have this. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten like the camel color or the black. In my opinion, this is a neutral. This is a classic bag, and it's so well made, it just stands up to the test of time. Now, by the way, I will share a couple of new dresses that I bought. One of them is this dress. I bought it in white, and then I liked it so much that I actually bought it in a navy blue as well. It's available in several different colors. I'll leave a couple of pictures on the screen. Now, the other thing that I suggest you bring when it comes to shoes is you want to bring versatile neutral shoes. So I like this color, sort of a caramel color. Personally, I think it's very in this season. So whether you have a little wedge, a little heel, or a flat, whatever you like, this can take you from the ship into the port area, even to the pool if you needed. Packing cubes. Now, there are a variety of packing cubes that are going to work well. I have a couple of sets. I'll leave them linked down below in the description of the video. I think those are really the best ones. But these are compression packing cubes that I bought recently. Now, they really do save a little bit of space. So if you are trying to kind of squish things up a little bit, this is going to help. Now, speaking of clothing, I recently bought this little jean jacket, and I bought it from Amazon. It's the Amazon Essentials brand. And I was really looking for something that I could wear even when we are going to be in Amsterdam and in Norway, and I could take off depending on what the weather is going to be, because it looks like it really is going to be variable. So I really like this as well, and I think it can be worn over a dress, it can be worn over shorts, or of course with leggings or a pair of pants. Now, I have to say, when I am going to Europe, I tend to bring a little bit less when it comes to like cruise essentials than I might in the Caribbean. So I tend to leave towel clips at home because I know I'm going to be spending less time at beaches and even up on the Lido deck, although I might a little bit, but I'll probably bring towel bends with me. I'm going to leave a picture of those. Those do work really well and don't take up a lot of space, but something that I do always bring are magnet hooks. I really just find that it helps to organize our cabin, make sure we have a hook for hats and sun hats and our lanyard, and even things that might be drying, even a jacket that might have gotten wet that we want to leave sort of in the hallway area. We can do all of that with these magnet hooks, and honestly, they don't take up a lot of room. Now, another item that I always bring is a travel makeup mirror, and this one lights up really nicely. And this is especially good. You know, sometimes you're in a hotel room, somebody's using the bathroom. That's where the good lighting is. You need a makeup mirror with you. This is going to be helpful. Now, another thing to bring, and this is good for on the cruise ship, but good when you're flying as well. So bring your Kindle or your e-reader or even your iPad. Now, something that I do is I like to download movies or a series before I fly. I have some flight anxiety, and this is something that really helps me. Oh yes, and even though I'm not showing it, make sure that you do bring your Bluetooth noise canceling earphones. Now I did want to show you my handbag or my purse. Now I bought this last year when I was in Barcelona. I bought it at the store called Luggage. Now I get asked about it a lot, so I am sharing it in this video. And it was a collection that was only available at the time, like in Barcelona. I think it wasn't available in the United States or Canada. I just love it, but I get asked about it a lot. Now, I did find a very similar one because right now straw bucket bags are very in style. I personally like this one because in contrast to the basket bags, you do have this little sort of strap and you can, tie that up at the top. Now I'm going to show you a little tip. Something that I did is I took the dust bag, and you can do this for any of the bags that you have that might not be closed as tightly as you want. So I basically took the dust bag, I fill it with my items like my wallet, the items that I have, money, etc. And then I just tie up the little dust bag and I keep it inside my bag. So it's sort of a double security. Now, by the way, I did get the VAT, that's a European tax. I did get that back when I was at the airport. Now I do share some details of that in another video, so I am going to leave my playlist about Mediterranean cruises after this. Now, I hope this video was helpful and gave you a few ideas of what to bring with you on a Mediterranean cruise. Please let me know if you have any questions, if you have any additional ideas of what people should bring with them for when they are traveling to Europe. Please let me know down in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.